The speaker mount, it's okay. It's cracked there at the top, but that's no big deal. Taking out the 4 speaker mounting screws that went here in the front. I'm going to take this box cutter, see if I can get under the veneer. It's some really thin veneer, but I think it will come off. It's coming off pretty easy there. So let me see if I can at least get this side off. Well, that side came off pretty good. So I've got this started. Let's see if I can get this side off too. Next, I'm going to try and take the finish off of what's left here in the center. I don't know really what it is. It could be lacquer, it could be urethane that someone put on later, but whatever it is, this acetone is taking it off pretty good. Making a little progress. The acetone really works good on the stripping that outer layer off or whatever finish is on it. It's just slow. Using Q-tips, paintbrush, and then a toothbrush. 1 coat of acetone on this, and it's already making it soft. And this is where I've cleaned it with a Q-tip. So it definitely takes that old finish off. It's just going to be a slow process, but I think that's what I'm going to do. The wood is really pretty underneath. You can see the base around there. That trim around the bottom. And even the front. It's a pretty wood. A little bit more to do here. You can see how shiny looking that is. It used to be a dull look like this right here. And beginning to work on the top of the radio cabinet. Gonna look pretty nice. We get all this outer finish stripped off. And just using just an old paintbrush. Cleaned up really good. We'll just probably wipe it off a few more times with some acetone and get the rest of the debris off. There's still some little places where there's some of the old finish that's kind of bubbled up there a little. But we'll continue to wipe it off and get it cleaner. And I got a place in the front here where this veneer is missing, right in there. And what I'm going to try to do, this is the old veneer that I took off right here. The only problem with that, it's going to be a different color, and I don't know if I can get it to stain to match that. Here's my attempt at repairing the veneer that was broken. And what I did, I just cut it straight here and straight up here, and then put 2 pieces in. I do have some new veneer ordered for these sides. I ordered some new speaker grill cloth too. But the cabinet really turned out decent. I mean, yeah, it's got a lot of water stains down in here, but maybe we can put some good fresh coat of tung oil on that and make it look a little better. I'm going to try to darken these two pieces that I put in. We'll see how that works. Yeah, a little better. These things really do work well. They're just a touch-up kit for woodworking, and they will usually make it look better. It's almost like a wood putty also. You can see where I went over the joints where them two pieces join, and that really makes it blend in. So I'm going to stop right there. I think that looks pretty good. Alright, 2 coats of tung oil, and I'm going to put one more coat, but before I do, quadruple zero steel wool. Just going to steel wool it. It really smooths it up, and we'll put one final coat of the tung oil. Alright, that looks pretty good. And then once we put the veneer on each side of the front, we'll tung oil it also. But that's got a good shine to it. It's nice. And here's a new grill cloth that I ordered. Put in front of the speaker. And the way this works, this speaker board, you just cover it with the grill cloth. That way you can pull it tight. Once you mount the speaker, it mounts, of course, through the board here, and that'll hold everything good and tight. There's more of a pattern up and down like that. So that's probably what I'll do. Just do it like that. And then, of course, leave enough to lap over here where I can fasten it to the board. Okay, have that cut out. Ready to fasten it to the speaker board. And I got quite a bit left there for a future project. So we'll put it away. And there's a new speaker grill with the cloth attached. Just glued it around the edge. Seems to be pretty good, and it's pretty tight. I think it'll be fine. Well, we got the veneer today. This is bird's eye maple. It does have a lot of texture to it. Alright, I have both pieces cut, ready to glue on. Some good thick bracing I'll put on the front and clamp it down. Like that. Good quality clamps. Well, the veneer seems to be dry, so I'm going to trim it off now. And the way I'm doing that, just setting the radio down flat on the workbench. Take this box cutter, slowly trim around, taking a little bit at a time until I get it trimmed off. Been doing a little cleaning on the dial bezel and the knobs. Done a little polishing on them. Cleaned the heads of the screws or the bolts up. But attach the speaker, and even clean the chassis bolts off a little. Time to put the radio back together. Have the dial surround put on. Just has a couple of screws in it, one on each side. And I have the speaker screws put back in the front of the cabinet. Next we'll put the speaker in, the new grill cloth. And then finally put the chassis in, knobs on, get this finished up. And here's a tip when I'm putting the chassis back in. Just let the cabinet hang over slightly. And there's our chassis hole right there. Screw that in. I'll hand tighten that until it's a little snug. And we have 2 more screws to put in right there and right down there. So now they'll go in a lot easier because you have the first screw in and you have the chassis pretty much where it needs to be. And I just lay it over on its side. Put the other 2 screws in. And it looks really centered, so we'll just go ahead and tighten those up.
And I'll tell you more about later on in the week. Barano's Pizza, yeah, it's that good. Stick around, man. More on the way, including...
Well, that about does it for the Restore on the Airline Model 62-147 AM shortwave radio. Hope you've enjoyed the videos. I'm really happy with the way the radio turned out. Plays good, and the cabinet, considering the shape it was in when we began, the cabinet really turned out well. See you next time. We hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, and we'd love it if you would subscribe to our channel. Thanks.